Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of CLX Foundry Live. We go dive deep inside of a build and put it together from the ground up. I'm your host, DJ Blue PDX, and joining me right now, of course, is our today's master builder and lead technical expert. It is Zach Killingsworth. Paul is on assignment.
Hi.
He's with a circus somewhere. Yeah. So, with that being said, we've got a great show for you today. And yes, I know everybody's like, oh my God, where's the winner? We're going to get to that a little bit later. Right now, let's take a look at what we're going to be building today. And this is going to be a really, really fun build. And I love this case, the Fantex Evolve X2. This thing's awesome. So what are we going to be putting in here, Zach?
Alrighty, so like you said, this is the Fantex Evolve X2 case. This is located under our RAWs. So if you would like to configure something similar, we are going to be shoving in today an AMD Ryzen 9 9950X3D. We're going to cool that off with a Trix 360 liquid cooler in the Panorama one, which is pretty sweet. We've got an Asus Strix X870F gaming Wi-Fi motherboard today. 192 gigabits. That's a lot of gigabits. For those that don't know how many gigabits that is, that's a lot. Of DDR5 5600 RIP jaws. Those are also black as well with RGBs on them. Our storage device comes to us from Samsung. It is a 4 terabyte 9100 Pro. This is the brand new PCI 5 for NVMe, so it is super duper fast. I'm sure you guys can see that beautiful NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090. This is the ROG Astral one. It's very sexy looking.
Nice.
We like having that one here. All 32 gigabits of that beef boy we're going to be gaming on later today. Like DJ said, we've got some Fantex parts in here. This is the Evolve X2 case. We also have the Fantex D30 fans. We've got them in reversible and non-reverse regular blades, so I'll go over those. And our power supply is from the MSI guys. It's that mag A1000, the GL.
Nicely done. All right. So we're going to get this started put together. This is going to be a little bit different today because we're without our technical expert, Paul. Yeah, so there we go. If you have questions or hear something on the show that you're just not quite familiar with, please feel free to ask. That's what we're here for. I promise. All right, we got Oxim, Shane, Davlop24, Mike Henson. Hello. Nick Hole is in the house. Cosworth, Slade for good. Yes, welcome. Glad to have you all here. And yes, we will get to that eventually. How much does that build cost? That's a good question. I don't have the price listing in front of me. Do you?
I don't.
Okay. Somebody will find out. All right. One of the cool things about this build is the way the glass is actually, it's almost like a fish tank. You've got 3 sides of glass on it, and it's fantastic. You've got those rounded edges that gives us this very nice, streamlined feel to it. You also got a raised stand on the bottom that's built into it, which means if you set it on carpet, you're not going to end up with your shag carpet just like sucking up into the intake. But also, if you're going to put it on carpet, please put it on something that's not electrostatic conducive, like some tiles, piece of concrete, cardboard, things like that. Fight is here. Kid Beam, how's it going? Cosworth, what is my audio speaking? I can turn myself down a bit. Am I peaking there, guys? I can lean away from my microphone too. That's probably helpful. Okay. Now, for our motherboard, this is a big one. This is actually a really, really nice motherboard. This is the Asus ROG Strix X870F gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. I have a ROG Strix motherboard as well. They are ridiculously awesome. Absolutely amazing. All right. Oh, no worries. Got to get all the plastic pieces off of it. Don't forget, if you bought a board and you're putting your own PC together, make sure that you take all the plastic pieces off. That's ideal. Let's see here. Mr. Fink 090 says, hi, I'm so excited for this build. It looks gorgeous. Quick question. Is there a way to fix my PC running super slow? The guy I sent to fix my PC screwed me over and stole parts and gave me junk parts. Well, that sounds like an unfortunate turn of events. Good grief. Yeah, that's a Paul or Zach question. Thoughts?
What? Sorry, say it one more time because I'm still processing it.
Very good. His PC's running super slow. The guy that he sent to fix it stole parts and gave him junk parts.
We would want to know the quality of our motherboard, i.e. what motherboard we have. If you let us know what parts you have, then that will help us to kind of determine what we can advance to kind of fix the wrongdoings. But yeah, I would definitely apply for a negative Yelp review for that person. I'm just saying.
All right. So one of the great things about this board is its connectivity, and that's something that is always important to me, especially when it comes to whether you're using it for streaming or gaming. There's peripherals that have to be connected. So let's take a look at this from the very top. We have got our HDMI port, obviously up there, and then the display port and the HDMI port. Then we've got a total of 6 10 gig ports. These are all USB 3.2 5 gig type A's. There's one type C with up to 30 watts of power distribution for fast charging. There are 4 USB 5 gig type A's, and then you've also got 4 5 gig type A's, 2 USB 2s. Obviously you got the Wi-Fi model down there, and a 2.5 gig Ethernet, audio jacks, optical SPDIF, BIOS flash button, and clear CMOS. It's basically got everything but your kitchen sink. Okay. This is a great board. One of the things I love about this board is all of the heat sinks. It really does help the performance of your PC if your motherboard stays as cool as possible, and that includes all the equipment that's locked into it. That's very difficult when you've got a processor in there, you've got M.2s in there, but that's the way we do what we're about to do now. So for the brains of this build, we're going to have, it's going to be a Ryzen 9 9950X3D. These are rad processors. Zach, tell us why.
Yes, so this processor has how many cores? 16. It's got how many threads? 32. It has a base clock of 4.3 gigahertz. That's pretty fast. And we can boost this hot cookie mama up to 5.7. That's pretty high up there. Any faster and we'd be going plaid.
Going plaid. Yes. There we go. Oh yes. Hug the money. Your band. Mr. Fink 090 says, hi, I'm a dum-dum with PCs. Why I sent to the ex-friend lol spent my last $1,500 on getting newer parts, trusting him. All I know is he ran the PC finals at 120 FPS on all settings. Now it takes 10 minutes to open Google.
Eesh.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question because just from having worked at Adobe, how many different antivirus programs do you have on your system aside from Windows Defender? And this is an important.
What? Sorry. What?
This is an important question.
What's my question?
The question I'm asking that I wanted to ask Mr. Fink is how many antivirus systems do you have on the operating system?
Yeah.
And the reason I say this is because if you have too many things trying to do too many things, trying to do the same thing too many times, it creates extremely unhealthy redundancies. So The way that Windows 10 and 11 were designed is they were built around the security system, Windows security. That's why Windows security is the only one that has access to all of the core elements inside the OS, whereas things like Norton and McAfee, they don't. They just cause more problems.
The K1?
McAfee?
McAfee?
Oh, Kaspersky? Jesus, if you're using Kaspersky, just throw it away. Good God, it's already dead. No.
If this was a face and shooter, if this was a horse, I'd shoot it in the face.
If you have more, I would say use the uninstaller and get rid of it, just as an idea. Now, Zach?
Yo.
Thoughts?
I would check for like driver updates, make sure everything's updated. If they gave it back to you with different parts and they're not your parts, I definitely would try and get your parts back. But if it's just all of a sudden running slow, I would look for updates. That's typically what happens when my system starts running slow. It's like, why is this going slow? There's something that's wanting to do an update, and then you just have to kind of dig to find it.
Yeah. Paul Bodine is over there on the YouTube side. Hello, how are you, sir? Good to see you. We've got Mr. Fink said Norton you've used in the past, and it was so terrible. I agree. Hashim's in the house. Partyist. Ooh. Prody Biastry.
There we go.
I'm just gonna call you Prody. What's up, Prod? How you doing? Welcome in. Let's see here. Gary number 2 says my brother had a similar issue, and it was also caused by his boot drive being basically 100% full. Windows was constantly trying to update it, but it didn't have enough room to install. By freeing up even just a little bit helped him so much. Absolutely correct. Yeah.
Long time listener, first time caller with some hot advice right there.
Me personally, and I used to work at Microsoft, I would say you need at least a quarter to a third of your operating system drive free, because it needs that for its cache. That's why I have 2 different drives in this beast. I have 1 terabyte M.2 for the operating system, and that's it. And then I have a 4 terabyte M.2 for all of my games and programs and software, etc. Still runs just as fast, but I leave the operating system alone. Just let it do its thing. Just call me Trey. All right, Trey. Sounds like a good plan. V3XX15, because V3XXX15 would be too many X's. You know what? I wish you the best of luck. We're going to announce that winner here in a little bit. Oh, yes. Fides mentions, definitely get a hold of the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, about that individual who shanked you or ganked you, however you want to say it. Let's see here.
They put a snake in your boot.
Fides, no, I did not. Not at all. Hilda Beamo. Hello. Fides says, will you 3 specifically be at DreamHack Atlanta? I have 0 answer for that. And I will find out if it's a thing.
Hot Atlanta.
But we're a little bit early for that. All right. Speaking of things that we're early for, how about we go late and talk about what is screwing onto the motherboard? So this is how we're going to cool the CPU. It has a layer of thermal paste between it and the processor, and once it's screwed down properly, the radiator up top is going to pump water through it. It's a sealed system. It's called an AIO. It stands for an all-in-one. There are many different kinds of all-in-ones, and there's a lot of different features each one has. So, like mine has an invisible, an infinity mirror on it. We have ones that have wraparound curved screens or information screens. It's a lot of fun. Sounds good, Mr. Fink. Good luck. Captain Gunuckle. Hello, how are you? Welcome in. Gary says the funniest thing, we had a 1 terabyte SSD. Oops. When the chat moves, I have to stop. There we go. Sitting in a laptop he hadn't used for nearly 4 years. I took it, reformatted it, and then just installed it in his larger games on that. Yes. 4 terabytes is just enough to fit a copy of Halo and a copy of Modern Warfare. And then you're done. Let's see here. You've built a gaming PC before and it takes time and dedication to build it? Yes. And luckily we've got an expert here who's going to do it in probably 45 minutes. All right. Things we're looking for is we're looking for the RAM. Now the RAM is going to be awesome. This is G-Skill, 48 gig DDR 5600, and it is 4. So 4 48 sticks equals
196.
Okay, there we go. 196. I want to trust you. I hate math. Smokey, hello. So 196 gigs. What the are they using this for?
Google.
That's 3 seconds from becoming. I almost said Tyson. Nope. Skynet. There we go. That's right. Yeah, it's the right amount of RAM. Like you never have too much RAM, and if you don't have enough RAM, try downloading it. Just kidding. All right, now you see what he just pulled off the board, and you see these plastic stickers. This is very important when you're installing an M.2. Now, as I mentioned, the M.2 is going to be a Samsung 4 terabyte NVMe. It's a 9100 Pro. This is, I think, the top, the top of the line 4 terabyte, the top of the line M.2 that they made. And this thing is going to be wild fast. So, what are some considerations, including taking stickers off, that they should look for or consider while putting in their M.2s?
So when installing NVMEs, you typically want to install them on the highest most slot. That's going to be our fastest slot. But if we are uncertain, definitely make reference to our motherboard manual because we do have quite a few on here. I want to say there would be 2 on the bottom, 1 here and 1 here. So we can hold probably at least 5 on this motherboard alone.
Paul Bodine says, are they trying to start the Matrix? Well, to be honest, with 192 gigs of RAM, that's a good starting place. Good God. Okay, now we got the RAM installed. We got the AIO installed. Now we're going to play with the fans. These are some of the best fans that we carry. I'm going to be very honest. I absolutely love these fans for multiple reasons. But these are the Fantex D30s, and we're going to be putting in 3 of these things in the system. Now, Zach, why are these so unbelievably fun? Oh, we're putting 4.
Yes.
4 front and, wait a minute, 4 regular and 3 reverse.
Correct.
Yes.
So,
all right, so what does that mean?
If we look at the blades here, we can see that they are in a different configuration. That means that one of these is a regular fan. That means the air is sucking from this side to the back side, and one is a reverse fan, meaning that air is moving from this side back here to this side up front here. The nice thing about this means we don't have to look at any grills. So,
yep.
Get these guys out and opened up.
And they're really cool. And the other great thing about them is the way that they connect.
Correct.
This is another interesting element to the process here. Zach?
Yeah, so these do have essentially just like one cable coming off of them. And that one cable goes into a fan header and a RGB header. So we can plug everything in super nice and easy and have minimal cables. Okay, those are on the bottom.
There we go. Sounds like a plan. Okay, that's let's see. I'm having fun getting to mod the chat because reasons and damn.
Kick them out.
Yep, thank you. Got it.
Please try again.
Yep. So now, this is the fun part. So normally when we're using like other fans, each fan has its own cable. Each fan has its own cord. Each fan has to be plugged into the hub for the power and for the information, but these don't work like that. These clip on and utilize magnets, which is phenomenally brilliant. So how many cables are you going to have to worry about running with this setup?
This will be 3 cables in total, and they will have 2 cables apiece, so only 6. Not bad. Not bad at all.
One for lighting and one for power. Let's see here. Oh, we had a question up here that I missed for a second. Mr. Fink090 says, I need a second opinion. My friend thinks I'm insane for wanting a 4-PC setup because one PC is for private servers, one PC is for gaming, another PC is for work, and the last PC is going to be for video editing and game design. All put into a single old school 1970 IBM computer. Oh, we did that once. So, as somebody who has 2 PCs, one for streaming, one for gaming, I don't see a problem with that. That's personal preference. I do video editing on, well, I don't do video editing on, I do video editing on the gaming PC because my streaming PC she needs a little help. But, yeah, Zach, thoughts?
Yeah, you know, like if you want to have 4 different machines, by all means, go for it, man. It sounds like you just need one NAS server type thing and then a nice machine. But yeah, if you want to have multiples, like, tell your friend to come over and help build it with you. Like, make it a group project, you know?
Yep.
What did we all do in middle school and high school? A tag team effort, baby.
Played Dungeons and Dragons and then took turns on Mario.
Right.
Or pinball.
Okay, those.
That's how old I am. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I don't want those.
Oh God, Cosworth says, a little cringeworthy tribute for DJ Blue. Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm a Navy veteran. When the Royal Navy were trying to sell Ark Royal, they had a small onboard fire in the CIC. To repair it, they pulled parts from a decommissioned destroyer that was at least 15 years older. Well, I mean, hey, they were built to last.
Yeah, let the military do what they do best. Keep recycling equipment.
Ogzim has a great question. Will that IBM have enough airflow, though? I mean, if you put in server fans, just put in server fans and call it good. Took turns on Duck Hunt. So, here's a funny thing, Mike Henson, about Duck Hunt. So, back in the day, when we were using AV cords, I get really long AV cords and pull my Nintendo all the way back as far as I could go. And then I got the extended cord for the gun, right? So I could stand, turn all the lights off in the family room and go back into the kitchen and shoot. And you had to walk forward just slightly to get to the right distance. And then I learned how to shoot like that. Ironically, fast forward many, many years later, I was in boot camp. They took us to start our first day of shooting range. It's like, all right, who has never fired a gun? Me. And so we went through the safety protocols and all that drama. And I took the first shot. It was not where it should be. I adjusted and I got everything else within the center 2 rings. And he said, I thought you'd never shot a gun before. I said, I didn't. How'd you learn? Duck hunt. That man never talked to me again.
Yep.
Never talked to me again.
I was shooting my bow at the 70-meter Olympic target one time in Houston, and another recurve traditional guy, because I shoot traditional, and he came up and he was like, man, your style is really good looking. How long have you been shooting the bow? And I literally had watched Brave that weekend with my niece. I was like, oh yeah, I just watched Brave. I thought it looked pretty cool how she fired her arrows, so I figured I'd shoot mine that same way. And, I'm pegging 70 meters out. That's pretty good. He wasn't happy. He
Oh,
turned
you've
around
got a
and walked
sneeze
away.
that's just stuck. God, I hate that when it happens. Oh my God. The computer systems were from the early 1980s, and so pre-Windows. Oh yeah, we had a computer that was that. Well, I mean, it was a what was it? A 386? I think it was a 386, and there was a 386 and a 486. 486 was more powerful. We had the 486, and what we had for an operating system was a thing called X-Tree Gold. So X-Tree Gold gave you a menu, surfable menu, but again, we didn't need a mouse back then because it wasn't really a mouse environment. Because X-Tree didn't support a mouse because Apple hadn't invented it yet. Little fun piece of history. You guys know that Apple started the entire concept of a mouse. We have these because of Apple. And
Thanks,
then Apple, Apple made the genius choice when they were trying to expand and go through things, and Microsoft offered to buy it or just buy them. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll license the technology out to you. So every time a Windows PC was sold back then, if it had a mouse,
Royalties.
part of that goes to Apple. And when people wonder why they have an extraordinarily huge profit margin, well, there you go. If they realize just how many of the systems oh, yes. Well, Gary, number 2, this is fun. I'm going to talk a lot about my life that I'm just not weirded out by. So back when I was in the Navy, we had almost everything was analog. And then when I left, that was when we started getting some of the more advanced systems installed. And I was a missile specialist. But later, years and years later, I come to find out that several of the ships that I used to handle or deal with were using Windows 2000.
Heck yeah, baby. Keeping it classic.
And my question was, are you doing it on purpose or did somebody yell at you? Please, for the love of God, get better. Do better. Robert Malinowski says, you guys ever consider using a Height Y70 as an optional chassis?
No.
70 meter metric. You feeling okay down there? There we go. Oh, I was a VLS specialist. Now, once you get things all locked in and screwed in, as you can see, now look at that. So now that he's got them mounted, there are caps that cover the screw ports. These people thought of everything.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
It
like
looks beautimous. Okay,
I agree.
let's get those out of here.
How long did I serve? A long time.
And let's grab these
In
here.
different, in several different capacities. It look very nice. Yes, I started in '94, and the last project I was included on was from another department.
Nice.
And that ended last year. So now, are there caps like that for all of the fans?
Yes, for these fans. That is a D30 Especial.
Okay. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Is this CLX AMD Mafia the old country PC giveaway? This build? No, we've already built that. We built that a little while back. But we are going to be announcing the winner for one of them today. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in here. It's like, there we go. So now once you get everything screwed down, the key is making sure you understand which way it's going and which way it's blowing. Because you want to make sure that you've got your intakes, you've got, you know what your intake is, you know what your exhaust is. And with it being like this, where they're reversible, so that you don't have to look at the grids. Like if you look on mine, it's got the grids are there because it's blowing the air in through it. So understanding which way it goes is important, and then understanding which direction you're going to want to do it, put them, is also important. So Zach, when you're installing fans onto an AIO's radiator,
yes.
What do you look at? What do you determine? Which way do you go? What's the best choice?
So kind of typical rule of wrist right now for most cases in 2025 is going to be like a top mount. And with it being a top mount, that means we're going to move air from the inside of our machine to the outside of our machine through our radiator. So we want to make sure that our fans are pushing air through that. If we have enough room, we could possibly do like a push-pull and give us some extra air. So there's lots of options, but you just want to make sure that you're moving the air. Like if you have it front mounted on your machine, that it's bringing air into them.
There you go. Man, they look gorgeous. Paul brings up a good point. He said it could have been a lot worse in the Windows 2000, like Windows Millennium.
The Millennial.
There are few things in life that irritate me more than Windows Millennium. That operating system was designed to doom. It was just it. Oh, yeah, it was designed to be doomed. But it was also the best way for them to get in the Windows reporting software. So remember what was the error reporting software? You guys remember it?
Clippy?
It collected all the data on your hardware and software environment and your usage stats. So every time the system crashed, and it would crash
Often.
Usually one piece of the system at a time, and then they would have a profile of who was using their PCs and for what. And that was Windows Millennium. In a nutshell. Yeah. That dial-up sound used to make me so mad. Dude, right? Because if you're trying to get on the internet while your parents are asleep or your partner's asleep, and it's just that noise, you're just sitting straight up in bed like, shut up. Housemates. I had roommates who worked graveyard. They would come in like 4 o'clock in the morning and I just sat straight up in bed like, no. I yelled very loud. The winner has not been announced. Do you happen to promote monitors? If so, who do you recommend? Ooh, good question. Zach?
Yeah, I think we've got some monitors on our website. We got some pretty cool ones. I think there's AOX. We might have some Samsungs. Let me go to our website real quick. CLX Gaming. Hey, if you guys don't know, there's a pretty cool website out there on the market today. CLXgaming.com. They got some pretty sweet stuffs, like shirts.
Yes. Yes, you can get one of these. Ta-da! Look at me.
Boom.
I've got a CLX shirt.
Oh, yes. We've got MSIs, ASUS's, AOX, ViewSonics. Yeah, and we've got everything from... Oh, dang. This is just the 1920 by 1080. We go all the way up to 5120 by 44. Dang, dude, we got a 49-inch Samsung Odyssey.
What?
That's ginormous.
Those look good.
But yeah, we got
Those
everything.
look good.
Yeah, we got ViewSonics, Samsungs, Asus, MSI. Those seem to be the brands we got, guys. Acer.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you guys need a monitor from 24 inches all the way up to freaking 49, good lord, that's huge.
My God.
You get one
Joey Wheels. Okay, pull time.
And two 24 inches. That's what you need. That's the ultimate setup.
Yeah. Okay, poll time. Which was worse, Windows 8, Vista, or Millennium? Oh my God, I don't feel like there's one that can go like
XP.
all three of them. Like, oh my God, all three of them. I know who I'm shopping from now on. Oh yeah, dude, we're like a one-stop shopping center, and I'm gonna go through that in a little bit. Well, after we get this thing put together, you'd be shocked. You will be shocked at how much we cover when it comes to everything you need to build an environment. And when I say environment, like, so I have a dual PC system, dual PC environment. Virtually everything that I have here is something that you can buy on the website, and you can do it in bulk, you can do it in payments for qualified. Like, it's honestly one of the easiest processes ever. 349 inches will work perfectly. Wait, what?
Heck yeah.
Oh, 349-inch monitors will work perfectly. I think I've got I'm a 27, and then my chat monitor and my stream monitor are little 720s. They look like this. Ow. They're just little things like that. They look like a big tablet, but it's just a big oblong screen
in a little coat.
I love that movie. Good Lord. What's your refresh rate? I am 1440p at 144 on my gaming monitor. On my broadcast system, it's all 60 FPS, 1080. I have to say this to all PC buyers. Develop says, let's see here. PC buyers, especially pre-builts, custom builds. If you want something good, it's best to go the extra mile to ensure that you have the best possible setup. I agree. And that's another way for you to kind of get through figure out what you're going. Start with a pre-built, look at it on the site, and then start adjusting the little things that you want to adjust. It gives you a good idea as to where it is, what it's going to cost, and what you're looking at for performance. Zach?
Yes.
Opinions?
Sorry. Opinions on
just about going the extra mile for your setup. Things to consider when you're using your setup.
So in today's 2020 market, we definitely want to make sure that we aren't using legacy gear with a modern graphics card. Our old legacy monitors might be kept at, like what DJ said, at that 60 frames per second. A modern day graphics card is definitely going to be able to blow that out of the water. So we want to make sure that we have a proper screen so that we can view all of our fun stuff at the rate that it should be given to us. So that's what I would recommend, is make sure at least having a nice monitor. As far as like accessories on like the rest of the stuff on keyboard, mouse, mics, headsets, I would just pick that stuff up as it's on sale, as you want it. I don't know about DJ, but I know he's got a big collection of stuff. I'm a controller collector, so when controllers go on sales, I snag controllers.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a 6-shelf rack that goes all the way across over here that is full of all of the PC products that I have.
I should get, yeah.
I got backups for backups and backups for good. Tell me you use. Okay, here you go. Now here's something interesting that I will let you know in. My streaming PC, which is what I'm running on now, is and it's definitely nearing its limit. But it is strictly it's a Ryzen 5 3600X and a 1070 with an AverMedia capture card and 16 gigs of RAM. That also is why sometimes stream will lag. But doing streaming is you get, the more bandwidth you get, the more you can do with it. Okay, can I just say that I really love the fact that the fans recess into the frame, both on the top and the bottom. That is fantastic. So we'll have 4 exhausts and 3 intakes, but the top 3 exhausts are going to be a little bit hindered just because it's going to be blowing through that radiator,
Correct.
cooling it off. And you got the one in the back. Let's see here. I have a 180 hertz Asus ROG Strix ultra wide monitor,
Nice.
and you're my new best friend. All right. Love that about this. Yes, I agree. I agree, Kid Beam. Kid Beam. Kid Beamo. I'm just going to call you Kid.
And then there's, you know, the always classic, do you like curved monitors or do you like flat monitors? And that is another big thing.
I'm going to be honest. I have only played on a curved monitor once.
Yeah?
And I loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Mine is a flat from an old sponsor that no longer exists, and I just keep it because it's nostalgic. Here we go. Chili Kanwan. Hello, Boto. Okay. Now we're getting closer to this is the part where we want to talk about cable management. So as you can see on this angle right here, there is a little bit of a gap, but not much, for the cables and both system and component cables going down to the power supply. So Zach, what are some good practices when you're trying to put this whole thing together if you're at home doing it by yourself?
So most cases have a nice typical layout, and a lot of cases today will utilize Velcro straps or like some ribs to help kind of guide things, guide all your cables. If you just kind of use those to help set up your machine, it will look so much nicer. And then if you ever have to get behind it to troubleshoot it, it's relatively easy to crack into and play around with.
Humanity. How much RAM is in this machine? 192 gigs. There are 4 48-stick 5600 RAMs, and it's just ridiculously awesome. RDR2? R2D2. Yeah, right? Chili's like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I've tried. I feel like the curves are cool. We actually featured a curved monitor at PAX East in, what was that, 2022, 23? And the cool thing was they had handles, and you could curve it, or you could push it straight, push it back so it's flat. And I just sat there and did this like half an hour, like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't break it. Just gonna say. 32 gigs of RAM is the actual norm nowadays. So 192 would be set for life. Oh God, yeah. Well, and I'm gonna say, be honest. This is looking like, based on this, the design of it, I'm thinking this is gonna be used for video editing, music editing, very possibly, but definitely some heavy video editing, because that is not gonna cause Adobe to crash like everything else does. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Let's see here. I'm Batman. Yes, I was. Smokey says Red Dead Redemption 2. Like as if he's programming it or playing it. Yeah, speaking of which, because generally games just spank your processor as high as it can go, and then starts bringing things off the GPU. So, with 192 gigs of RAM, dear God. Now, I have 64 gigs, and I'll tell you what, the difference between 64 and 16 is monumentally night and day. But 64 compared to 192?
You look crazy.
What the heck? I can't wait to figure out what this is going to be used for. It's a great build. So, one other thing to note in this case, which is really great, and you can see it right here from this angle. You see that little angle bar clip thing right there? Can you touch the ADSAG real quick? Just
Sorry, this? Huh?
Yep, yeah. So that is a built-in anti-sag device for the graphics card. Some cases come with them, some cases don't. But having one built in already makes it so much easier when you're putting the PC together. We'll talk about that in a second once we unbox our unbox our graphics card. There we go. Let's see here. Carry number 2 says, with that much RAM, the buyer isn't planning on just gaming with it. Stability with that capacity at higher speeds is still not great, even with AMD 800 series motherboards and Ryzen 9000s. Okay, I know that you said something very smart, but I have no idea what you mean.
So 4 sticks of memory right now at 6,000 speed is kind of hard to maintain. You need to have a very high-end motherboard for it to be stable.
Really?
And so, like, knocking it down a couple hertz can help slow it down some so that all of your machine can read everything and it operate properly. But yeah, that is one thing, the one negative thing. But you also want to know the cool thing about that. As soon as they have a BIOS update, it's fixed, and then all 4 sticks run perfectly. So even if it doesn't work because it is a brand new technology, give it a little bit and it'll get updated and it will work. That's kind of how all of the computer components operate.
Let's see here. Humanity says, as a customer in chat, we want to know what this machine is really for. And I believe they're not. It's only 4 sticks, but also 4 sticks of dual rank memory, not single rank. It just hammers the CPU's memory controller. Wait. The CPU uses a controller? I would have thought it was keyboard and mouse. The hell?
Okay, let's do this now.
Mine is keyboard and mouse. It doesn't do controllers. Because I'm an elitist. All right, so what you up to right now? Ooh, this is the fun part. This is the cap for this AIO. And this is, by the way, the Trix Panorama SC360 in black. What's great is when you, right there, as you can see, it is a full wraparound video screen. You could either do 2 separate images, 1 solid image. You could have it as eyeballs.
You could have
I want to just display information
going in to cool off your processor.
I'm just gonna have it run every Transformers movie ever, just in the background on the screen.
Yeah,
that's all I want. You have one video screen on yours?
In my head, now it's on the outside.
Right? Autobots roll out.
Okay, let's do that, and we will now do...
So, Davlop mentions in my previous setup, which I regret getting rid of, was a Z790P board by MSI. But it was not good. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I have a little video screen on my motherboard that tells me temperatures.
See, and I think that's why Windows 8 was the worst, because it was like, oh man, this touchscreen technology is awesome. Let's make a dedicated operating system just for touch technology. But half the stuff out on the market doesn't have touch technology. That's why I think 8 was the worst. I'll put up with the old school, old stuff.
I had hair at that point. Let that be a clue. If you never used Windows 8, you better thank your lucky stars.
Yeah.
It was an absolute show.
I was working at the Buy More when that came out, and it was like all of those, what were they? It wasn't the Google, like, Chromebooks, was it?
The MEs? Windows Millenniums?
Yeah, were those?
Oh, Windows 8s. No, Windows 8 was Dell and...
Not a Dell.
I believe...
Not the good one.
No. Dell, Toshiba... I want to say HP as well. Had them originally. Now, just to transition real quick, the power in Windows 8 is nothing compared to the power of our power supply unit. And this is an MSI Mag A1000GL, and it's got no cords hanging out. Do you know why? Because this is a modular power supply. Now, modular power supplies are different in the sense that they have just the ports and you can connect whatever cables you need and only the cables you need. There's also something called a semi-modular, where it's got some of the main base cables are just soldered in, and then you've got room to plug in extras. And then you got a fully modular, where anything and everything that can be plugged in is already soldered into the system, and then you can just use what you need to and fold up whatever you don't. So, what are some things to keep in mind when you are putting or assembling a power supply?
Well, one thing you want to keep in mind is order all of these exact same components. Order this case, motherboard, graphics card, and processor, and fans, because if you do it this way, you only have to install 3 cables, and it makes it so nice and so clean on the tie-up. But for cables, we want to make sure, ideally, we use the right cables for our power supply. This being a modular power supply, that means we can modify our cables that plug into it. The only way we want to modify them, though, is by selecting a color kit, like a cable mod kit that's red or blue or green, and that's how we would modify our cables. But we would make sure that it is for an MSI A1000GL. Bad things happen if we were to go ahead and just plug in the wrong cable.
Let's see, we got a bunch of opinions over here. Several. Paul says, skipped without even trying it. Windows 7 was great, rock solid.
Yes.
And that's exactly what they're saying in the Twitch chat was Windows 7 was, says it was the best, and Mr. Fink agrees it was awesome. After Service Pack 3, Windows 7 was, in my opinion,
the best. The best. It had all those widgets.
Yep, Windows 7 rocked. Yep. And if you need to do any back-end editing or back-end adjustments, you could. Now, nope. We were on Windows 7. I never upgraded until Windows XP, so I avoided the mental abuse of Windows 8, Vista, and ME. Yeah. That's why you still have hair, Joey. That's why you're still here and not bitter.
Legacy operating systems are so sweet.
Also, I remember Windows 95, I think, or something like that. It's old because I had a super massive monitor and a tower. Let me tell you, those old monitors were heavy. Oh, yeah. Those CRT monitors? Good Lord. The amount of chiropractors and massage therapists that got work from people trying to carry those monitors around is absurd. I can't even imagine the total number. There was Windows 90. Yeah, Windows 95 was the first one. There was Windows 98, then Windows ME, and Windows 2000. And 2000 is what apparently the government's still using Windows 2000 because it's rock solid. I'm still baffled. You're bald due to genetics? Well, my brother in baldness. Next time we see each other, we're going to touch tips.
Hey!
The tips of our heads. That's what I meant. Okay. All I can say is at least Windows 7 gave you an option to install a local user. You can't do that with Windows 11 without going into the command prompt. Yeah, right. Fight also says the last few builds I have been using the same brand BSU. Any chance at all you'll branch out some of the other successful models in the Thermaltake Tough Power A3? Do we even carry that?
Where's that at? Kick or
it's a Twitch? Kick. The Thermaltake Tough Power A3.
Oh. I do know that we do have one Thermaltake power supply, I think. It's like one of the bigger ones, like a 12 or 1300 watt power supply. It might even be a 15 or 16, but I think right now we're sold out of the Thermaltakes.
CRT or backbreakers? Yeah, you're not wrong. And when they came out, they were awesome. Does anybody remember Trinitron? Trinitron was the first kind of like non-bubble, like non-rounded screen. It was flat. it was also heavier than all hell. Those things were craziness. I'll tell you what is also craziness. This is a ROG Astro 5090 5090, which means it's awesome. So, Zach, let's take a look at this beast. Oh, there you go. You put your whole arm through it. All the way to the elbow, huh?
Uh-huh.
Just gonna leave that one alone.
32 gigs right here.
Five mentions, technically it was on Windows version 1, which was a prompt only. Then it was 95 and so on. Yay. And I'll do this. As we start pulling the panels back on, I will let you know who the winner is. I know I keep doing little whispers. Hey, who's the winner? Who's the winner?
Good.
I know who the winner is.
It's
all right.
Because this foam smells real good. God, that's good.
Like a new car smell or inside of a new shoe?
I don't get new shoes, so we'll go with new shoes.
Got it.
I went shoe shopping this weekend, and I was like, these are how much these are now? Babe, I'm good with what I got.
Okay, so when I was in Australia, my friend Techno, we were co-streaming at his house, and one of the benchmarks was to get so many subs in a day, and he did. And the thing is, he said we're going to do a shoey. I did not know what that meant before I agreed to it.
The boot? Is that what that is?
It's where you pour
gross.
a beer into a shoe and drink it.
Wait, hold on.
And he had brand new Michael Jordans that never have been worn just for shoeys. I'm like, what? Why?
Instead of beer,
Why would you do this?
Instead of beer, could it be Bailey's?
It could be Bailey's and Mead.
So we could be Old Greg. I'm Old Greg. Have you ever drank
I'm
Bailey's
old Greg.
too?
Yes.
Wanna?
I'm old Greg. Now look at that. That is a beast. Good Lord. So, interestingly enough, most of the cards you see will have a 3-fan intake, right? And it pulls the air up into the card and disperses it out as it cools it down, right?
Correct.
You know your card is ultra hardcore when it has an exhaust fan on the top. In fact, I don't think we've ever had one that has an exhaust fan on the top.
Yeah, I think
Aside
this
from
was
its founders.
like the first fan. I built one in the back that had like an attachment to attach a aftermarket, or like a fan to it, and it was crazy. There wasn't enough room for that configure.
Yeah. Wait. Frank says a gallon of milk is almost $8 to $10. I don't know where you're shopping, but stop doing it there. Get yourself a Safeway or a Kroger.
Just go buy a cow.
Food Lion. Or just buy a cow. Frederick's Phoenix says, no, don't remove the stickers. That adds power. Joking, totally kidding. Just have some fun. Yes. Because if you leave them on there, they will melt. And that's not pretty. And it smells awful. Buy a vowel. Buy a cow. Yes. Perhaps the future that will be it will be an option at the 750 or 850 watt level. I have enjoyed working with the A3s. Oh, nice. All right. I have an M3. No. I think my laptop's an M2 or M3, one or the other. But that's Snapple. All right. Now, once you're getting this in here, you really need to pay close attention as to making sure you've got the right cable for your card. Zach, what kind of a cable are we going to need for this card?
So this is the new 12 2x6 cable. This being the 5090, we want to use a 2x6 cable. It's going to look like that. A lot of power supplies 850 and up are coming with this cable already installed.
Fight says, it's a 5090, so technically it's not the only thing melting. Wow. Wow. Alrighty, now that's so he's moving down the anti-sag bracket. Zach, why are anti-sag brackets needed?
Because you could beat somebody up with his graphics card if you pulled it out of this computer, and it would definitely not be a fun time for either parties involved, because, you know, we wouldn't be playing some video games about it. But yes, they are very heavy, and with the way the world is, we've got that density scrolled up pretty high, so this graphics card will like to go that way, sitting on there, so we want to just have a little ledge holding it up on that outside there.
Now, this, as far as the a stack, this is a 4 stack, I think, right? Or is it a 3?
This is a 2 IO, but it does blow off into the 4th, yes.
That's what I thought.
That is a
big chunky, chunky card. Good Lord. Dang. Bridge Fitting says, always great to see you still. Oh. The PAX events. You still got my magnet on your fridge? Ah! That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. How much for that GPU? Check the website. FelixGaming.com.
Yeah, I'd say probably 12. Around there.
Somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. It's something other than cheap. It's somewhere between ouch and boing, financially speaking. Okay, and we got that up. You said $12?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. Probably like closer to $1,200, $2,200. These things are amazingly spendy. I don't think anything will, especially since the way more expensive. Oh, got it. Because it's more expensive than Xboxes. That is a dependent thing. I honestly was an Xbox gamer forever, and then I became a PC gamer and kind of stuck with it. I still have my Xbox. I just don't hardly ever use it. My Xbox One X Scorpion Edition is upstairs, and that is my DVD player. But I was there. I helped launch that. I was the DJ at the launch party, which was fun. Let's see here. Yeah, it's called an ATX 5.0 standard on the power supplies, the twin cable, the Thermaltake PSU I mentioned. That one has it standard. Oh, nice. Nice. Shirley says my wife took over the Xbox. Shelly, I'm going to say something that you probably already know, but happy wife, happy life. Ta-da. There you go. What's next?
Panels.
Oh my God, this is what we're doing?
That's the wrong panel. My bad. Oh, sorry, guys. Grab the wrong one. There we go.
You had me so excited there for a minute.
You can take it to
so
the
excited
if you want.
Yes. All right. So let's do that. We're going to take a little adventure right now while Zach gets everything put back together. So let's go over and show you how you can get your hands on one of our amazing PCs in the near future. So at CLXGaming.com, we make it as easy as possible for you to get the PC of your dreams. And you can do it in multiple different ways. We've got multiple sizes, whether you're going to do a set, a Scarab, a Horus, or a Raw. That ranges from small form factors to the large ones. This is a Raw. That's a huge one. You can choose between a multitude of different cases, lighting, fans, and when it comes to the inside of the internals, not only do we carry basically every motherboard known to mankind, we also have AMD, Intel, NVIDIA, Radeon, and we even actually have some ARC stuff, which is great. Now, one thing to keep in mind is people are always like, what if I do something and it's not compatible and then it's going to burn out when I get it? Nope, not even a possibility. See how that little green button went to yellow and it says solve conflict? In this scenario, with the graphics card that's chosen, the power supply isn't strong enough to manage all the power that it needs. So the system's going to give you two options. It's going to say, all right, either you can choose one of these graphics cards that will work with this power supply, or you have to choose one of these power supplies to work with that graphics card. Once you've solved the problem, everything goes back to normal, solution set, the little yellow button goes back to green. We have a ton of things, and the core is a big one. You choose your operating system, you choose if you need any extra audio cards and accessories, cable mods. We got it. The Foundry is where it gets real fun. So in the Foundry, you not only get to choose how it gets cooled, like that AIO, or if you want to go open, that's a whole different story. You can upgrade your thermal paste. If you want us to overclock your RAM, overclock your GPU, we can overclock your GPU. If you want us to overclock your CPU, we can overclock your CPU. And then comes the fun part, the accessories. This is what I love. Okay, first of all, first tab, you can get yourself some CLX gear and be looking cool like us, like we look when we are at events. And then this is the one-stop shopping center that I mentioned. You need a keyboard. We've got dozens. We've got mice. We've got controllers, headphones, multiple different types of headphones, mics. So for those of you who are looking to get to stream, we have Beacon mix creates and Beacon mics, which are awesome. We've got speakers, monitors, all the way down to routers and chairs. And yes, we do carry routers and we do carry a chair. So it's a one-stop shopping center. I know that seems like it's a lot to handle. So don't worry. We've got a section that makes it just a little bit easier. That is going to be our ready to ship section, or our RTS. Hold on, my mouth dried out. Sorry. So the RTS are pre-configured and designed, built PCs right there at the same warehouse where the custom PCs are built. They come in 4 stages. You've got your basically your entry, mid, high performance, and ultra high performance. That's a great way to look at it and go, okay, this is kind of what I want, but I want to change a little something. So you can take that, select it, and then start going in and making little adjustments as you need it. And it gives you a great idea as to what you're going to, so you know what you're going to be spending. And all of that is right there. They've all been tested and everything. So for all of your future PC needs, whether it's gaming or otherwise, head on over to CLX Gaming. See what we can do for you. All righty then. Yeah, that was quite a thing. Now, real quick, when I said tested, what does that mean? Where does this PC go?
So from here, we will do a fast field on it, and then it will go into our testing department, where for the next 12 hours, our testers will Prime 95 it, test benchmark it, fur mark it, do all of the fun stuff to it. They're going to push it to its limits. They're going to set up all 4 of those memory modulars to where they are all running smooth with each other, and they will install an operating system on it. From there, they install absolutely no bloatware, malware, software, spyware, gunkware, junkware, software, nothing that you don't need. We just want you guys to have a sweet, sick gaming rig ready to go. Yeah. Like if you guys have ever gone to Circuit City and gone home with a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox or something, and then you plug it in, and then it's like, oh, but wait, before you can play, I need to do some updates. All ready, set, up.
Bingo! And there you go.
Done.
Now, before we turn it on, I do want to make an announcement because I know you've all been waiting patiently. We have a winner. And we have a winner who's actually in chat right now. And I'm very proud to announce somebody who has been to both our streams and is a regular here. And I want to say congratulations to Hashim! Val, congratulations, Hashim! You're the winner.
That's
there you go. Now, you've got 24 hours to respond to the email that was sent for you. By the way, check your email. Hashim's like madly already going through the email. He's not even typing in chat. He's like, where is it? Congratulations, Hashim. Yo, there you are. It's Hashim.
We'll sign it for you, Hashim.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they can sign it for it. That is fantastic. Oh, you didn't send one yet. Never mind. My bad. Congratulations. You are the winner of the AMD CLX Gaming Mafia, the Old Country special build, and it is designed for amazing. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So congratulations once again. That's awesome. I love it when people who are regularly here win it, because we get to celebrate with them. I'm excited to see where you're going to put it. I'm excited to see what you're going to do with it. Yay!
All of the
Now,
funds.
yes, all the fun stuff. Now, let's turn on the machine. Ooh, that is subtle. I like it. I like it like that. I also like the LED bar on the back. That little trim on the back side of things. That is incredible. Good Lord, that's great. Okay, now, with that being said, today we do not have a two-part show. We have, this could be the end of the show. So, this show happens every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern. On Tuesdays, we're right here live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. On Thursdays, we're exclusively on TikTok. If you'd like to find out more and know what's going on, the latest and greatest of everything happening with CLX Gaming, follow our socials. That is CLX Gaming at YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. I refuse to call Twitter X. There we go. Oh, and are we teasing that?
What? What?
There we go. Yeah.
What?
That is nothing.
Might have to pay attention.
Nicole's like, what is that? Yes. That's going to be something I can't wait for us to bring back. But, so you can also join our Discord, which is home for a whole bunch of like-minded gamers and PC enthusiasts. It's discord.gg/CLX Gaming. There we go. So, with that being said, that looks great. On behalf of Jason and Kyle and Zach, Paul's on vacation or missing, I'm Legion Blue PDX. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you Thursday exclusively on TikTok.
Hashim!
Hashim!
So good! Yes!
That's awesome.